Kevin Spacey had another guy running for governor. He's the majority whip of the House of Congress. And he had a guy from Pennsylvania running for the governor of Pennsylvania. So the guy, started smelling himself like, it's almost like me standing up here and I'm like, listen, Taj, ain't anybody trying to hear that crap you talking, this is my class. So then what Taj gonna do, Taj gonna check me. Taj gonna say, listen boy, you don't know as much as you think you might know. Taj gonna tell me I forgot more than you remember. So this is what Kevin Spacey did to my man. Once he started smelling his britches, he offed him. And then he's sitting there with the president and he say, oh yeah, Sasquatch died last night. He was like, oh. And turned around and act like he was crying. But the point that I'm making is, he killed him the night before. And didn't care less about it because he was in the way of what Kevin Spacey wanted to do. You all in the way of what this Albion trying to do. I'm gonna share something with y'all, then we get back to this. I called the U.S. Passport Office in D.C. a couple days ago. And I was on hold with them for like 29, on the phone with them like 29 minutes. And of course, we going through the whole riffraff. You an American citizen? I said, yeah, I'm an American citizen. I'm not a United States citizen. Whoa. So then we go through that. So if I need to clarify, everybody clear difference in United States citizen and American? Yes. So we go through that. So the next question is, where were you born? I was born at Philadelphia. At Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia's a corporation. And Pennsylvania? In Pennsylvania. You got a birth certificate? I got a birth record. Get a birth certificate back, it's theirs. So we steady going back and forth, and this 29 minutes. Now I've been on hold for like 12 minutes. He comes back on the phone. But this is when he came back on the phone. And he said, wait, you got a birth certificate? And when I said that I got a birth record and not a birth certificate, and started going into how I'm an indigenous, Aboriginal American. Well, I didn't say American, I said I'm Moroccan. I just wanted to mess with his head because I knew he was writing everything down to take it back to somebody else because he kept coming back to the phone. So he going back and forth. And when I said something about not being black, that I can't be black, he didn't even say, hold on. I just heard music. He put me back on hold, right? And like 30 seconds later, he hung up. After like 29 minutes, I'm like, dang.
No respect.
I'm like, dang.
Drop you like a hot rock.
29 minutes, right? See, because that's getting in the way. When you call up there talking about you want a non-citizen national passport, and that you ain't black, and I know you ain't no U.S. citizen, they got what?
They can't
track it on there. If you look at.
Oh, I know what's on it. I put the affidavit together for it. I know what's on it.
They already have it on there, I think. I got to check into it. This is what I heard. I don't know. They say when you file, it's already a section on the application that says that you're not a United States citizen.
This is what I'm telling you. I already know. I did the affidavit almost 2 years ago. On the application for a United States passport, what it says is this: we issue U.S. passports to U.S. citizens and non-citizen national passports. So when I saw that a couple years ago, I came running to Taj. I said, Taj, look. Taj said, all right, well, what you gonna do? And I'm like, shit, I voted to you, so you do something. He challenged me. So I went home and I sat one Memorial Day weekend. I got up. I was down my family house on vacation, and I sat there for about 4 hours and put the affidavit together. Brought it back to Taj, he tweaked it. Me and Rick looked it over and we put it together.
I think you're going to put like non-citizen passport and they will accept you as foreign. I mean,
because you know why? Because you are foreign to the United States.
Right, but that's the whole key, and that's the confusion that they allow to put out there to people to make it say, you foreign, and they thinking that we foreign to America, but it's not foreign to America.
That's why we're here.
It's foreign to the United States, like you said.
That's why we're
and that's
here.
the trick they use, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to make
you
it
know
think, because first thing you say, foreign, hold up. You know what I mean? We ain't foreign. You know, that's the illusion that they want to put you in.
It's just like Paul said in the Bible, I fooled you with what? With God. It's trickery. That's why you got to understand how to read. So when you get that stuff, you can go through and say no, and break it down. Otherwise, you're gonna look at the affidavit and say, all right, well, just give me a regular U.S. passport. Because you don't know that you're not.
What have you been using to go back and forth to Caroline?
Me?
Yeah.
The corporate one. the courtroom. But I don't want to use it no more. Because I'm just, the problem for me is this. Like I was telling the brother Nebo yesterday, we got so much work to do that I don't want that to prevent me from getting it done. But I don't like using it because I know I shouldn't be using it. I know that I'm not a ship, and I know that I'm not going to any ports, so I know that I don't need no damn passport. The problem is, what the Grand Sheik always tell me, is always remember that you are under occupation. And that's the part that hurts. That's the part that cuts like a knife. So the only thing for me to do is to work on the necessary paperwork I need so I can travel in peace. It ain't that I like it, but I understand it.
Yeah, but don't.
It's almost like when your dog dies. You don't like it, but you understand it. Yeah. It is what it is. When Taj told me that probably 3 years ago, always remember that we are under occupation. It is what it is. Do I like it? Hell no.
That's a hurtful statement.
It is. But listen. Surgery usually is painful.
I'm sorry now that you even said that out loud.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I could have lied. But lie for what? But I tell you what. Cujo, Grand Sheik Cujo is in Louisiana right now. They brought him down to do election. If Grand Sheik Cujo say, nah, I ain't coming because of this, then the people down there gonna suffer. They're not gonna get the information that he gonna bring. Now they can go on and watch the videos, but it ain't nothing like this. It's nothing like that. When I went to Canaan Land last January for Prophet Noble Ali Day, look, I'm gonna tell y'all real talk. And don't be talking about me neither. I was bored to tears. The only person I knew was Cujo. He was the only person I had ever met in the flesh. There was like 670 people in there, man, and they all waiting for me. Me? That's how I look at it. Never mind how y'all see me or what y'all think about me. I'm talking about what I'm saying. They come to see me. They in here clapping and cheering and thanking me and hugging me and feeding me more stuff than I can eat and giving me this and giving me that. I can't take all this stuff back. Because Cujo said, can you Skype with me for Drew Ali Day? I said, hell no, I'm coming up there. The energy that I felt when I was in that place, in that room with all my brothers and sisters, I can't explain to you. So I can say, all right, you know what? I ain't gonna travel. I would have never experienced that. I've been to Canaan Land already 4 times this in 214. Already, 4 times in 214. I got as many friends and family up there as I got down here. Probably not, but y'all get what I'm saying. The energy that you share with your brothers and sisters, man.
Yes.
If we let them, although they got their foot on our neck, they got their feet on our necks. If we allow them to keep it there, we ain't gonna get nothing done. Because technically, for that matter, if I wasn't going to Canaan Land, if I was going somewhere else, and I didn't have a nationality card, and they said you got some ID, I probably would have to show them the commercial driver's license I got. I don't like the fact that I got that either, but I got it. Otherwise, I can't operate these tractor trailers I got. I can, but then I run the risk of them taking my equipment and all the other nonsense. Do I like it? Hell no. Hell no. Do I like it? Hell no. Do I understand it? All comes with understanding. The Grand Sheik told me, always remember you are under occupation. And I never forgot those words. I never forgot it. I tell it to somebody all the time. I said, see how I be what? Be dry snitching? My mom did teach me how to point a machine here. See how I be dry snitching? So, hey man, you know, that was the whole purpose of me calling up there. And the reason for me calling up there was this. Because the boy tell you, I was ready to go down there. I was ready to go down second and Marvin and be like, look, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Get my language. Listen, make it happen. But I know when I go in there, I'm gonna walk up to the window and I'm gonna say, listen, you know, SetenRa, we're going to catch you, babe. I'm here for this, I'm here for that, this, that, and third. Make it happen. They're going to be looking like, nonsense, man.
Security. Security.
Wait right here. Hey, wait, man, see what I'm doing? I don't know what he's talking about. Hey, listen, man, we can't do nothing for you. Now, initially, when we put the affidavit together, the Grand Sheik and Rick said, no, don't take it down, man. What you telling me to do with it? He don't remember.
He says it international.
Send it. He told me what you said was mail it. Same thing you said. Don't go down there. Mail it to him. Mail it to him. So that way you know that notice to the agent is notice to the principal, and notice to the principal is notice to the agent. Send it to them and let them deal with it. Let their people deal with it. Instead of going to the window saying, look, what's your name? Mike, nice shirt. Make it happen. And Mike's sitting there like,
Mike getting $8 an hour. He ain't trying to
Mike ain't trying to hear it. Mike ain't trying to hear it. So, you know, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. So don't be salty that I said it. Just know that I'm doing it because I'm working. Now, I did go up there a couple times for fun, but know that I'm working. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to allow them to prevent me from doing what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they hinder me when I get to what they call the border, and they go through my stuff and pull everything out the trunk, and every time. Go ahead, bro.
Your nationality card get you right through the border?
Will it get me through the border?
Yeah. Like, is that the only thing you present when you go up to Canada?
No.
No.
No. Now they actually had my nationality card the last time I went. When we crossed the border, I gave them the passport. I had my nationality card was in the box, in the glove box. And of course they pulled us in and they ransacked the vehicle. Well, it was just a woman. She ransacked the vehicle. She looked in the glove box. She said, "Whose is this?" I said, "It's mine." She said, "Come get it." So, come get it. I'm gonna show y'all what she did when I came to get it. Come get it. Come get it. Before she gave it to me, she said, and she gave it to me. But she looked at it to make sure it was me because the corporate passport said one thing. This right here says SetenRa Bey. There's 3 different ones in here. So they called us in. About 20 minutes they called us in. So I'm thinking it's about to go down. I'm sitting there licking my chops like, game time. They gonna say, what's this, what's that, what's this, what's that? And they didn't want me, they wanted another member of my party for whatever, specific reason. But they didn't let him travel. They ain't bothered me. And she looked at both. She had them both. Now, realistically, I told her, what I really would like to do is travel up there in a tent. Because one or two things are gonna happen. Either they're gonna say, cool, go ahead, or they're gonna say, what the hell is this?
Right.
But if they don't recognize it.
Of course they're not gonna recognize it. But then again, they might. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to. Now, I tell you what, just by show of hands, how many people here got nationality cards? Who'd like to try it with me? It's a 6-hour ride, and I'm willing to do the navigating. Who's willing to try it? Silence.
No, there's some volunteers.
Into recent years, Moors used to travel with the nationality card, except that as Moors started claiming more, they start shutting down because what happens, it makes the T-bills dead.
I'm about to do it next Friday. I'm flying to New Orleans on the nationality card. The plane ticket is going to say SetenRa Bey. And what I did is I called the TSA and I recorded the phone call. I'll let y'all listen to it. Talked to some dude. So I said, well, look, I don't have no driver's license. I don't have no corporate state ID. I said, all I got is my nationality card. I said, but I need to travel. So he said, it's not an Indian tribal card? I said, I'm not an Indian. I'm a Moor. Hold on a second. I tell you what, it's not on the primary list of IDs, but, so he said, but Now I'm like, all right, cool, it's a but. That means it's something else. But you can use it as a secondary ID to fly if you have another piece of ID with that on.
With that name.
I got 3
Yes.
nationality cards in my pocket.
Right to
I
travel
got a
card.
AAA card with SetenRa Bey in my pocket. So how many? Pick one. So you know what he told me? Hey man, you listen. I ain't saying they ain't gonna let you fly. You might just want to come a little early. No problem. So, what is this? I did. From where? What you mean from where? It's a nationality card. This is an identification. It has my picture on it. It has my appellation. It has my height, my weight, my eye color, my hair color, my date of birth, where I domicile.
It's right there.
Everything that pertains to identification is on this card. So how are you going to tell me that it's not acceptable identification? Wait. TSA, you under the Department of State? You're under the Department of State, right? They got my nationality paperwork and they accept it. I got the green card right here. If you ain't willing to stand, then you just gonna fall for anything.
That's right. That's right.
I ain't thinking twice about it. Like I said, I'm flying to New Orleans next Friday on my nationality card.
All right.
For sure.
So don't be disappointed in me.
I'm
worried.
not. I'm not. I'm just hoping that I don't come on the tube and hear about this more at the airport.
We gonna strike that comment from the record. We ain't even harvesting that kind of energy.
That's right.
SetenRa,
All
Yes.
a brother said what he did was to put an affidavit together, affidavit of travel, with his photo and all the information, and he sent a copy to Homeland Security and a copy to TSA prior to, and let them know in advance that he'll be traveling.
I sent one out Monday.
Yeah.
I sent it overnight, so that way I know they got it.
Yes. Yes. That's right.
See what I'm saying? But either way, I'm going. What time is it?
Time.
Time never was no time.
2:41. All right.
Time but never was.
I'm gonna,
Never was no
I'm gonna
time.
I'll tell you what, ain't no time, right? But that lady that being here setting up when we come in,
Yes.
4 o'clock coming, she come through here and she start kicking chairs for the people. And know she got an invoice in the first place.
You put in a
And
writ.
on top of that, Rick done ran her off this morning, telling her that Jesus wasn't real. Poor lady's heart.
She ran off. She pushed her cart.
She coming with a vengeance.
She then gonna ruin that. Now how she supposed to enjoy Christmas? She
She should have seen his face. He said religion.
Let's finish these up so I can give y'all some solstice information, and then we can what they call it, fellowship. Number 13, it gives men apples that are lovely to the eye and pleasant to the smell. Their cores are full of bitterness and gall. It gives men apples that are lovely to the eye and pleasant to the smell. Their cores are full of bitterness and gall. When I read that, I thought about schools. Like they got the building, and it looks like a school, and they got the teachers, and they work at the school, and it's got the students, and they go to the school, but when they get in the building, they ain't in school. Look nice and shiny, but when they get inside, it's bitterness.
Go.
And go. That's just what I saw.
Yep.
If you would ask me what to study, I would say yourselves. And when you have well studied them, and would ask me what to study next, I will reply yourselves. He who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world,
All right.
knows the things that pass away. Knows of the things that pass away. And he who knows higher self knows a lot, knows well the things that cannot pass away.
Yes.
Right.
Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and love his very own.
Yes, yes.
He has been ransomed from the perils of the lower self, and is himself his higher self. Man seeks salvation from evil that they deem a living monster of another world. And they have gods that are but demons in disguise, all powerful, yet full of jealousy and hate and lust, whose favors must be bought with costly sacrifice of fruits and the lives of birds and animals and humankind. And yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, and no power to save. This evil is a myth. These gods are made of air, clothed with shadows of thoughts. The only devil from which men must be rendered is self.
Redeemed.
Redeemed. The only devil from which men must be redeemed is self, the lower self. If man will find his devil, he must look within. His name is self. If man will find his Savior, he must look within. And when the demon self has been dethroned the Savior, love will be exalted to the throne of power. The David of light is purity, who slays the stronger life of the dark and seeks the Savior, love upon the throne.
All right, Islam, Islam, Islam.
Those two, and actually chapter 4, resonated with me the most. If you got a circle 7, read it. If not, read them a few chapters. And hopefully you can grasp one of these lessons. I mean, and not hopefully, I know you can, because we've been sitting here talking about them for the past hour or so. And just know that regardless of what people say about this book, about the Bible, about the Torah, about any of them, that is truth in these books. Truth is right here in your heart. So when you pick it up, let it be heartfelt. If it's not heartfelt, put it down.
All right.
Because it wasn't heartfelt when I first picked it up and I threw it down. But the second time I picked it up, it was heartfelt. And that's why I'm here sharing it with y'all. So, like I said, I hope Rise comes in today. If not, grab one, whether you can get one from. Taj might have some. Maybe he brings something next class, however. Question, right?
Hey, I wanted to add on to that self. I've heard in scriptures that would say that Jesus would tell Satan to get behind him. And then you see, in the Kemetic text, you see Haru in the same art. The art of it and the Kemetic science of it is you see a depiction of Haru and Set together. And as one, the dualities of day and night, I guess, of the creature.
Upper
That's
world,
why,
lower world,
yeah,
higher self, lower self.
that's why Set represents an aardvark. Aardvark and has poor sight, but he feeds after mounds of ants at night and digs. Whereas the other creatures, it's a falcon that represents the light and it's high, has perfect sight. You can see. So you see these dualities in nature. And
That's all it is in nature is duality. We can take a short break so I can get set up for the solstice. So let's cut for like 5 or 10, and then we'll get right at it.
Ready.
Islam.
Islam.
Time to talk about the winter solstice.
That's why I said some few things that we do.
I got a million and one notes, so I'm gonna be running back and forth from the book
Now my
to
chair.
the
My chair has
chalkboard,
been great.
board to the chalkboard.
My chair has been great.
The winter solstice, December 21st, 2014. This year, the solstice is going to occur at 6:03 Eastern Standard Time. Last year it was like 12:11 in the afternoon or something like that.
Okay.
Solstice, you know we got two of them, winter solstice and summer solstice. Solstice means that the sun stands still. Sol, sun, stis, stand still. Two stand still. On December 21st, 2014 at 6:03 Eastern Standard Time, that phenomenon will occur. You can go over to, I forget what part of Europe it is. Where is Stonehenge at? Is it in London?
Greenwich.
Greenwich?
Yeah.
All right, so in Greenwich, you got what's called Stonehenge. And it's where Albions converge every year on both solstices, winter and summer, to actually watch the rising and setting of the sun, so they can witness the solstice, because they feel like they're going to get all of this energy and all of these blessings and all of this other good stuff. Up in Toronto is actually a Stonehenge too. The Albion have you thinking that Stonehenge belonged to them, that it was them that created Stonehenge. But if you remember right, Europe was named after one of your queens, after one of your ancestors, Queen Europa. In the northern hemisphere, you get the winter solstice. And in the southern hemisphere, you get the summer solstice. Because right now we got winter, and right now they got summer. So when you got the winter solstice, the sun is actually at its lowest point all year long in the sky. And on the summer solstice, the point will be at its highest. I mean, the sun will be at its highest point in the sky. So if this is the earth plane, we put a little house in.
Does look like Christmas tree.
Like Christmas tree. I'll put a door there, a little window.
That's a jump right
now. Now it look like a house. Y'all gonna force me to get my artist on today.
Your A game.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, we talking about 1221. I'm 14. That's the sun. On December 21st. On June 21st, the sun will be there. On December 21st, like I said, the sun reaches its lowest point of elevation all year long. You get the shortest day of the year on December 21st. On June 21st, the summer solstice, you'll get the longest day of the year.
Party in Alaska.
Party in Alaska.
Oh man, that's summer solstice party?
Yeah. Just so you can see how this thing works. I'm gonna put a little diagram up here for you. I'm gonna erase December 21st. So we'll put right here, sunrise, sunset, and time of day. So today is December 13th. The sun rose this morning at 7:14 a.m. And the sun is going to set tonight at 4:36 p.m., giving us approximately 9 hours, 22 minutes, and 11 seconds of sun. Okay? On December 20th, so that's today, 13th. On the 20th, the sun is going to rise at 7:19 a.m. I'm sorry, 7:18 a.m. and it's going to set at 4:38 p.m., giving you 9 hours and 20 minutes exactly of sun. On the 21st, which will be the solstice, the sun is going to rise at 7:19 a.m., set at 4:39 p.m., giving you 9 hours, 19 minutes, 57 seconds of daylight. Y'all got that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the solstice occurs, the sun begins to ascend. It begins to rise 1 degree to the north every day until it reaches the summer solstice. So, like I said, on the 21st, you'll have 9 hours, 19 minutes, 57 seconds of sunlight. On the 22nd, the sun is going to rise at 7:19 a.m. and it's going to set at 4:39 p.m. Giving you 9 hours, 19 minutes, and 58 seconds of sunlight. Now, to the average person, they won't say that's the same thing.
It's an extra second.
But it's an extra second. So if we put it in numbers, and you only got 4 pair of pants, and I give you a 5th pair of pants, you good. Now you got 5 days that you got to do, you know, you got, so you can understand, you can now appreciate that extra 1. Right here with this extra second of daylight, people gonna be like, but astrologically, you can't change that. That's going to happen. You're going to get that second, and it's going to continue to go. December 22nd, you'll have, well, December 23rd, you'll have 9 hours, 20 minutes, and 3 seconds of sunlight. So that sun is going to rise 1 degree to the north every day until it reaches that summer solstice. So right here, you got the sun on the 21st at its lowest point of elevation. When the sun sits right here at its lowest point of elevation, it rests on a specific constellation. And that constellation is called what? Anybody know?
Cross.
The who?
Cross.
Not the cross. The crux. The crux, or crucifix.
I can see the science y'all right now.
Right? Now, how long is the sun going to stay at this point of elevation?
3 days.
3 days. So that means the 22nd, that means the 23rd, 24th. It's going to rest in the tomb. For how many days?
3 days. 3 days to the tomb.
Resurrect.
And then on the 25th,
It's born.
the sun is reborn. Because the sun is now going to rise 1 degree to the north every day until June 21st, until it starts to make its descent. Right?
As far as our axis, are those the days we are the furthest from the sun, or the days that we are the closest?
On that day, so this is the Earth axis, is on a 23.5 degree tilt. So the North Pole during the summer solstice would actually be further away from the sun. The South Pole will be closer.
That's called epigee and apogee.
What's up, Dooley?
No.
It's Master Teacher Abdullah Bey just crept in the
All
room.
right,
Keeping
yeah.
his eye on him. Keeping his eye on him. How many of y'all know Abdullah?
Peace, bro.
Dooley, like 2 years straight.
Islam.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got right there the sun on the cross. And in 3 days, the sun is going to be resurrected. So you're a witness to what? The birth of the sun, right? We'll put that down here. So the story of the birth of the sun says that the 3 kings followed the star in the east to witness what? The birth of the sun, right? So astrologically speaking, the 3 kings will be represented by the 3 stars in Orion's belt. Those 3 stars are called today what they have always been called. Well, I won't say always, but by our ancient ancestors, they were called the 3 kings. The star in the east will be what?
Venus?
No.
Right.
No.
What?
What?
Is that again?
Easter.
No. The star in the east. The 3 kings followed the star in the east. Which star?
The
The
sun.
Sun.
3 kings followed the star in the east. to witness
Series
the
A,
birth of the
Series
sun.
B.
Serious.
Series. Seriously, serious.
Wise man.
The 3
Go ahead.
kings. This is
You're the man.
Serious.
The 3 kings followed the star in the east to witness the birth of the sun. On December 25th,
crap picture.
take your telescope and look up in the sky. You'll see this phenomenon happen right here. Those 4 stars will point to the exact spot where the sun is going to rise 1 degree to the north. And then they gave you that story and told you it was the story of big baby Jesus.
Jesus means son.
You see the capitals.
Any questions on the solstice? And then any occurrences on the solstice? Everybody clear on?
Clear.
Now, question I have is this. Why did our ancestors celebrate that time of year?
The end of the winter, 1 second at a time. Summer leads to, planting and,
We ain't in summer yet.
well, it's the beginning of summer, the end of winter. Like I said, it's by 1 second, but it's still technically the
Leading to
downfall
spring.
of winter, right? So, like, I'm forced to believe that, and I remember you mentioning something of a harvest. So,
You just said that, right?
I'm thinking that, it has something to do with a great harvest or something like that.
It was time for harvest. We had festival to celebrate the harvest.
Well, that's what the sister spoke on last week.
That's what who?
She was back here.
Mm-hmm.
I forget she spoke on that last week.
Sister Ross.
Is that right?
How many of y'all recognize that? Yule tide. Anybody know what it is?
It's to the Christmas song.
Christmas song? Yule starts on December 21st. And it lasts until January 1st. What's the significance of that?
12 days of Christmas?
12 days of Christmas.
On Christmas?
That's 12 days.
So doors are leaping.
12 days of Christmas.
So is there any significance to the song? 12 days, 12 lords are leaping, all that?
I don't even remember that song.
5 swans are swimming.
Yule was celebrated by the Germanic tribes, by the Europeans. They celebrate Yule every year. And how they celebrated it was they would get log. That's where you get the Yule log. They would get the log and they would burn it.
Oh, that's Run DMC.
They would get the log and they would burn it. Every day they take the ashes and they would do things with the ashes. On the 12th day, which was January 1st, they would actually take that log, take a piece of it, and a whole piece of it for the next, to start burning the log the next year. And then they would take a piece of it and they would put it up, like a little symbol of good luck in situations like that. They also had a little celebration they had called SetenRa.
Yeah, party.
Oh, that thing is crazy.
All of this surrounding December 21st. All of this surrounding the winter solstice. Saturnalia was an ancient Roman festival held from December 17th to the 23rd. How many days is that?
17 to 23.
17 to 23rd.
7 days.
7 days. Marked by a sacrifice at the temple of Saturn in the Roman Forum, and a public banquet followed this sacrifice, followed by gift giving, continuous partying, and a carnival atmosphere that overturned Roman social norms. They allowed people to gamble, and they actually had the masters serve their slaves at this party.
Whoa.
This time of year was celebration for many, many, many tribes and families in Africa. They took this sacred day, which we honored because, as the brother said, it's time for coming to life. Spring will be around. It'll be time for New Year. The grass is going to start growing. The snow is going to go away. The flowers are going to grow. The crops are going to grow. It's a time and a symbol for new life. They got rid of that. They gave you, well, they had SetenRa, they had Yuletide, they had Yule logs, and they gave us what? Christmas. Christmas is December 25th.
Commercialism, that's what they gave us.
Right.
Christmas is December 25th. They gave you Santa Claus. They gave you the sleigh. They gave you Rudolph. How long it take Santa to get around the world, they said?
24 hours, right?
24 hours for Santa to travel around the world. It's all rooted in astrology. It's all rooted in astrology. That's the Little Dipper. The last star in the Little Dipper is Polaris. Polaris will be the pole star. It's the pole star because it's located directly above the North Pole. That would be called Ursa Minor, or Ursa Minoris. Down here, you got the Big Dipper. Ursa Major. And they say Polaris is what's called a fixed star. Meaning what? It doesn't move. So they say all the stars in the northern hemisphere appear to rotate around Polaris. So when the stars in Ursa Major rotate around Polaris, it takes 23 hours, 56 minutes. Ursa Major looks like what? The sleigh. Then you got your boy up there, guiding the sleigh. Rudolph. Rudolph. What is his nose? Huh? What is his nose?
Better known as Saint Nick in Europe.
Saint Nick, Santa Claus, however you want to call it. This is where you get that whole science from. You get the sleigh going around the North Pole, because this is where Santa lives at anyway. This is where Santa domiciles in the North Pole. You got Santa in the sleigh with Rudolph leading the way, going around all around the world in just one day. 23 hours and 56 minutes. How many of y'all heard of Dr. Malana Karenga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa.
Y'all don't sound too happy about Dr. Malana Karenga. Dr. Malana Karenga.
Is an agent.
He gave you what? Kwanzaa. $1966. Anybody know why he gave you Kwanzaa? Was it to replace Christmas? That's Abdullah's question. Was it to replace Christmas?
Many people think it did.
Nah.
Most people, well, like Abdullah said, most people think it does. He gave you Christmas because he said that these particular people, called Afro-Americans, needed some ties to their culture. Right?
Afro, I got an afro.
So in his mind, Afro-Americans needing some ties to their culture means they need ties to what? To Africa. Right? Did y'all know that Kwanzaa is actually a Swahili word?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that in Swahili,
Arabs.
it's only spelled with one N?